Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and was I wrong to make that video that I made yesterday discussing the state of competitive? Well, what you've got to realise is, guys, I am not a mouthpiece for Blizzard. I don't just sit here and go, oh yes, this and that, I love this. No, I'm a human. I'm just like you guys. I love this game. I play this game all of the time. Like I said at the end of that video, I play it all of the time. My entire job, life, it revolves around this game. I produce videos on the game. I'm active in the community, all of that stuff, all of the time. It takes up all of my day. So I am going to feel very connected towards the community, and I'm going to feel that what I'm going to say might resonate with the community, and if it does, that's great. Obviously, one thing I'm not trying to do is just put videos out there because I've had a bad game, which some very, very strange people put that comment towards me. I'm like, hang on, no. But on the other hand, there were also other comments that were like, Sty, you can't say things like this. You'll stop people playing Overwatch. Hang on a minute. I'm trying to make this game a better place, and all I'm doing is talking about my experience. And when I look at the stats on that video from yesterday, there's almost 9,000 likes on that video. That says that, yes, a lot of people do agree with what I've said, but also are feeling the same kind of way. It might not necessarily be that they agree, but they have the same sort of feelings towards it. Now, let me just be very clear with the way competitive works. Right now on Overwatch, it is random, it can be depressing. But the fact is, if you are a good player, you will get to a higher rank. The problem is, it could take you a day or it could take you a month to do this because you literally do not know what teams you're going to be matched with. Now, it doesn't really matter who you're matched with, you should be able to pull yourself through. That's one argument that I've seen. And that is true, kind of. But if you've got trolls on your team, which happens all of the time in Overwatch, because there is no punishment for these people, then it's very difficult to do that. And I've actually got concrete evidence of this. One of my accounts gets easily into Grandmaster, no messing around. It finishes its placement games, mid-master, and it just wins the next 5, 6, 7 games straight into Grandmaster. It's fine. It's never dropped from that. It's always been there, right? The whole season. And it's played quite a few games. My other account, which is the one I've spent the most time on, which hilariously is stuck in, well, it was stuck actually in low master for a very, very long time. It was a win-loss, 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 even though I felt like I was actually playing well. And that's where that video came from. It's frustrating to be trapped like that. People talk about Elo Hell. Elo Hell doesn't exist. That isn't Elo Hell. What that is you just rolling the dice and hoping that you get a team that are willing to work together. Because like I covered in the video yesterday, you cannot carry in Overwatch. You can in certain very extreme circumstances. So if you take a Grandmaster player and put him into a silver game, yes, he will carry, right? That's just a fact. But if you take a Grandmaster player and put him into a Platinum game, it's going to be difficult, right? If the team are not willing to work together, but the enemy team are. Because that's what Overwatch is. It's a team game. The example I gave yesterday with the Winston barrier, you can extend that to anything. Like, extend it to a Reinhardt barrier. If Reinhardt is walking forward with his barrier active in your face, and you're playing Soldier 76, and you're trying to shoot through his barrier, obviously you can't. You need to damage the barrier to destroy it. But he's got a soldier behind that, and he's firing at you through the barrier. He has a major advantage because you can't damage him, even if you are 10 times the better player than that guy. I've got news, guys. If you can't damage him, well, then he's going to kill you. And that's the beauty of this game. That's why I love this game, because it's accessible for all kinds of different players, and that is the absolute, it's the magnificence of this game. You can take somebody who is not an FPS player and they can play Reinhardt, right? Yeah, you still need FPS sort of awareness, but they could play a Reinhardt, they could play a Winston, they could play a Mercy, they could play a Symmetra, they could play a Torgal. There's so many different characters in this game. It's not just, oh, everybody's playing Soldier or McCree or Tracer, so if you've got bad aim, well, then you're just going to lose. It's not like that, and that is what makes the game awesome. The problem is, when you go into competitive, right now as it stands, you are not given a chance to build a team. You're just thrown into a mixer with people who have got similar MMR to you, or similar MMR and similar SR, I guess, because people who do decay down, they will still get matched into your games because it's still based off your MMR and all of that stuff. But obviously that only affects people above 3k. If they're not willing to work together, you get absolutely hammered, and that's just not great. You see, what I'm trying to say is, right, I'm just part of this game's community. I know I'm in a position where if I say stuff, people will be like, oh yeah, you know, what's Sty talking about? And then a discussion will take off. And that's both a good and a bad thing. And I think I've never really gone out there and just made videos which are just terrible videos that have like zero content. All of it is based on my honest opinions. That's what everything on this channel is based on. Like, I don't go out there and just start arguments. Like, there are channels that do this. They'll just say things that are completely ridiculous and have got no basis in reality, and they do it just because they want people to check out their videos, and that is not right, and I do not do that. I've never, ever, ever done that. All I want is what's best for the game, really, and right now, competitive is too, like, it's not competitive. It's just a lottery. A proper competitive system should allow you to build a team, I think, before you get into the game. And then once you're in the game, then you can play against each other and try and beat each other in that kind of way. Not go into a game with people who are not willing to play. And even, like, I know it's impossible for them to filter out these people, and that's a fair point. What then needs to happen to these people who are toxic, who are throwing matches? They need to be severely punished. How Blizzard come to the conclusions of doing that, I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I'm not Blizzard. All I'm doing is highlighting issues that are wrong with this game right now. And this, to me, is the primary issue. Everything else about this game is awesome. You look at the character designs. They're awesome. Look at Doomfist. He's ridiculous. What a hero that guy is. Look at the skins. Look at the maps. Look at just the way the game is. The lore is starting to kick up as well now, so that's getting better and better. The community, everything is great, but the only thing which really annoys me is the fact competitive is just in a state of, it's almost like in this, I mean, like, look, I don't want to keep flogging a dead horse or whatever the saying is, right? I do not want to play a competitive game where it is complete random when I press that button. I'm just hoping that I get a good team. I know I'm going to play okay because I always play okay. I always try my best. All of you guys out there are the same. I've no doubt you go into games, you want to try your best. But there is a person on your team who might not be trying their best. And that means that suddenly you've got a problem. And they might not be trying their best because they're trolling, they're griefing, they're throwing, or whatever they're doing, right? That's fine. Or you've selected their hero and they want that hero, blah, 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 blah. But they then cause you to waste your time, and that is the worst thing. It is the worst feeling to me in this world, is to just have your time wasted, because time's precious, guys, and I don't want to sit there and just have somebody waste 20 minutes of my time because they can't be bothered to play. And this just goes back to the whole argument of being able to carry an Overwatch. If somebody is doing that, you can't just say to yourself, all right, I'm just going to play out of my mind and carry the game, because you can't do that. Sometimes in very, very lucky scenarios it might happen. You know, I've been there and won 5v6s twice, I think, in my entire Overwatch career, which is like, you know, that's an absolute once in a blue moon kind of event out of like literally thousands of games. Anyway, guys, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost, and do you think I was right to make that video? Let me know in the comments below, because I do read feedback. I know we get thousands of comments on this channel, but I do read feedback and I do value it. Everybody has got a point to make, so go and make your point below. Alright, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.